Hello, all of my beautiful baddies. Welcome back to yet another episode of Be a Better Baddie. It's me, Quenisha, your host, coach, teacher, and fellow baddie. Today we are talking about how to get started. How to get started doing the things that you said you would. You set all these goals. I know you listened to last week's episode and you were like, wow, I feel so inspired. I'm going to write all of these goals. And I know you wrote a diverse set of goals. If you did not listen to that podcast, I suggest go back and listening to that one before you listen to this one. It is somewhat of an unofficial series that I'm starting for this month to, of course, help all the goal setting gals get it. Sometimes you all are waiting for that perfect time, for that roadblock to be gone, for you to be a different person, whatever it is, you have to stop waiting. The only thing constant is time. Time will continue to tick and you will continue to wait. And we do not have time to wait to get started. We're not waiting until 2024 even. We're starting now. Just get started while everything's messy, right? You don't have to wait on the perfect time or the perfect setup to get started. Just get started and then you can fix whatever needs to be fixed as time goes on. While you're listening to this episode, here's another quote to keep in mind. And this is from W.M. Lewis. The tragedy of life is not that it ends so soon, but that we wait so long to begin it. Do not wait so long to begin your life, okay? So by the end of this episode, you'll be equipped with some practical tips to break through that feeling of being stuck and start making progress. Let's get into it. Number one on how to get started is write it down. I don't want to hear about it on your vision board. I don't want to hear you talking about it. Get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper, like physically write it, not even typing it into your phone or in a document on your computer. The act of writing things down is so powerful because you're more likely to remember it. The focus of writing it makes you more mindful of the moment and you establish a connection to the words you write. And not to mention, when you're doing something on a piece of paper, you have fewer distractions than you would if you did it on your phone or on the computer. So very simple. Step one is to actually sit and write it down. There are multiple ways you can write it down. I'm not going to tell you the best way to write it down. Number two is to identify your stumbling blocks. So some of us feel so stuck that we don't even know where to begin. We've written down the goal. It's here. We've gotten it out of our brain, but we just don't want to get started. So whether it's fear or self-doubt or just not even knowing where to begin, understanding these barriers that you feel are crucial. And most of the time, the barriers that we experience are controlled by us, and we can learn a lot from those. Roadblocks are going to give us the chance to evaluate our habits and our mindsets and learn from them. When we create our goals and we feel like we might have something that might prevent us, like a roadblock, I think the best way, of course, is to write down those roadblocks. So while you're even writing down your goals, you can write down the roadblock. My goal is to record a podcast every week. Roadblocks, time. Time is my thing. I can make time for it because I have time to scroll on TikTok. I have time to just look at TV. Therefore, I have time to record a podcast. I have time to plan a podcast because recording a podcast isn't just sitting down in front of a microphone. I need to think of topics. I do research. I think of how to put the words together, how to convey this message. So think about whatever your roadblocks are with your goals, write them down, and then write down how you can overcome them. Now, this is just for those easy roadblocks. Sometimes it's not that easy, right? You don't feel confident to do something. You write down, be more confident. That probably won't necessarily help you. So I think when it comes to those types of roadblocks, one good thing to do is to definitely visualize the best possible outcome. So whatever this thing is that you want to do, visualize yourself doing it without those roadblocks. And I'm sure the end goal is perfection. This is something that you keep in mind as you move throughout your process. Another good way to remove these types of roadblocks are positive affirmations. I told you all in an earlier episode, I forgot which one, but I've been listening to these positive affirmation podcasts every morning and I'm really feeling her. I'm going to try to, I don't know how to share a podcast. I'll probably post it on my story on Instagram, but these positive affirmations are so great. And I definitely feel so much better after reciting them, and I keep them in my mind throughout the day. So identify those stumbling blocks. Number 3 is to take a small first step. The first step is usually the hardest. We're getting started, but it's crucial. The secret is the first step doesn't have to be big. Feeling like this first move needs to be huge and grandiose will prevent you from getting started. So, starting a business, I want to start a business. My first step does not need to be announcing it to Instagram. Instagram never has to know that I'm starting a business. First step is to do your research. That small thing is really, really going to help you in the long run. It's foundational. Other first steps can be creating a to-do list, setting up dedicated spaces to work on your goals, signing up for a class of whatever sort that you need, taking action after listening to this podcast. The list can go on, but those small steps can lead to significant changes. Last is having some type of accountability system. And I'm going to tell you right now, this podcast is going to be short because I want you guys to take the information and do something with it. I'm really excited about the baddie circle coming up because I'll actually have the chance to work with a small group of ladies and make sure that they do understand the things that I'm saying in this podcast, because it feels like sometimes I'm saying the stuff, but does it work? So making sure that I feel like Chris Tucker, the words coming out of my mouth mean something, and actually have them support one another to work to create these goals for 2024 and start working on those. So that reminded me of this next one. So accountability systems. Accountability is all about being reliable, committed to the process, and trusting yourself. I know it's hard to inspire and motivate yourself at times, but having a support system really helps. All that being said, if you do have a support system, that is wonderful. Keep that support system. Make sure you water that support system and grow with that support system. If you don't have a reliable support system, you need to create one. So this is the position that I was in and that I still am in. I'm always creating some type of accountability system for myself. And there are quite a few ways that you can do this. So number 1 is using your calendar. So putting appointments on your calendar and holding those meetings that you have with yourself to the same importance that you hold the meetings with other people. So putting working out on your calendar at this time, when the notification goes off, you're going to do that. So calendar the things that you need to do. If you would miss a meeting with your manager, why would you want to miss a meeting with yourself? Number 2 is to track your progress. This can be via pictures, spreadsheet, notebook. There's so many cute little graphics. Literally go on Pinterest and look up accountability systems and they will tell you everything. So I've been keeping track of my podcast numbers by just taking screenshots of the numbers every month. So I go into the different platforms that track data for me and I take screenshots every month, and seeing the growth itself keeps me motivated and keeps me inspired. So that is my own accountability system to keep me going. And number 3 is to sign up for classes of some sort. So this is a writing class. I'm talking specifically about fitness classes. ClassPass is my favorite accountability buddy, okay? I sign up for that class, and I know if I don't make it to that class, ClassPass is going to charge me, and I don't like wasting money. And it's a waste of money if I don't go to the class either. So I'm not wasting money. When I put it on ClassPass, I am going to the class because future me is going to love me for making it through that. Number 4 is tell someone else about your goals. So telling someone else about your goals is really putting it into the universe. So you've written it down, you've gotten it out of your head. Now you tell someone, you're putting it into the universe in a sense. So I'm willing to bet when you talk with that person, they'll be like, hey, what happened about that thing you're doing? I know you wouldn't want to say, oh, I stopped doing it. Oh, it's not a goal of mine. And if it's not a goal of yours anymore, then that's okay. If you're able to back it up and say, that's no longer a goal of mine. It's not really aligned with what I want to do. That's A-okay. I have set so many goals that I don't know why. I don't know why I set them. Number 5, and we're still on accountability systems. Number 5 is to self-manage. So all of you know of this common distractor, like your phone, maybe a person in your house. Those things, factors, I don't want to call people things, but those factors can be distracting to you. So removing those distractors is you being accountable, you being responsible. I know if I am recording and my phone will keep bothering me, I will put it on Do Not Disturb and put it on the other side of the room. So while I'm doing something on my computer, no notifications are popping up and I can't physically see it. I know if a certain person is around me and I can't really work around that person, I will remove myself and create an environment for me to do that. You have to self-manage. You have to be responsible. And then number 6 is reward yourself. I think this one's a little difficult and I haven't fully mastered rewarding myself because I think self-rewards have really lost their value now because you can literally buy yourself whatever you want, whenever you want, if you want to. So I haven't fully mastered this one, but if you are a person that this works for, I've seen someone say that whenever I forgot what they did, but I'll just say, let's say I record a podcast episode, I put $20 inside of a savings account for something. If you lose a certain amount of weight, then you buy yourself a new workout outfit. So people are doing great reward systems. My problem is that I think I always deserve a reward because I always think I'm doing good. So that's accountability systems. Reaching your goals can be hard, and I hope that my content helps you all. If you feel like you're in a place where you need support, I do want to tell you early next year, I will be launching individual coaching, group coaching, and mini workshops. So keep your ears open for that opportunity. And if you'd like to, I can add you to my listserv so you can be one of the first to hear about these services when they come up. So in my show notes, you will find a link where you can sign up to be on my listserv to hear about these updates as soon as they come out. Click the link in the show notes and sign up. Now with that, I told you I was going to keep this short and cute, and I am going to be signing out. So how to get started? Number 1 is write it down. Number 2, identify your stumbling blocks. Number 3, take a small first step. Number 4, have an accountability system. Also, if you are not following the page Be a Better Baddie, please make sure that you do go follow. Throughout the week, I post different posts that supplement the podcast and really give you that visualization of what I'm talking about. So make sure you follow the Instagram so you can stay up to date with everything. I hope you all have a positively productive, self-loving day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!